Good morning, students. This is your teacher, Janice teacher, and I will be teaching you all the lesson 1.4 from your textbook Revti's Musical Plants on page 17. This year will be a new method of teaching because we really can't help it. We won't have a usual interactive method of teaching, but then I will still try to solve your problems as much as possible. Whenever you have any problem, you can WhatsApp me on my personal number. So let's begin this lesson. This lesson is about the importance of plants and why we really need plants and what affects the growth of plants. Now it's always a general idea that plants need soil, they need sunlight, they need a lot of water. But then besides that, even the surroundings that the plant is in makes a difference to the growth, the rate at which the plant grows, the beauty of the plant, the flowers, the leaves, how fresh they look, everything, it makes a lot of difference in that. And this is the story of a girl, Revti, who notices all this and how she brings this discovery of hers to the light of even others. Okay, so let's begin. I hope you all have your pencils with you all. If you all have your textbook with you all, if you all don't, you can just make a small note in your book, any book, so you know the meanings. Revti was a student of music. She was happy playing on a violin whenever she was free. There was a small open courtyard in front of a house. Now, what's a courtyard? A courtyard is a place, open space, which is before you enter your house, the open yard in front of your house, with a small cement bench. She would sit on the bench and practice on her violin. There were a few potted plants in the courtyard. Potted means the plants which are in the pot. While playing on the violin one day, she noted a pot of balsam plants near the wall. So, what are balsam plants? Balsam, if you are pink plants which have pink or sometimes even purple flowers, and they are usually plants which from which we get resin, resin, that's gum, and essential oil. Yes, so the plants were not looking normal. They had pale green leaves and their growth was stunted. What do you mean by stunted? Stunted means not growing the normal height, not growing in the normal, not looking as beautiful as it should look, not looking as fresh as it should look. You can see the leaves are pale green in color. Yes, not, they are short in growth. Yes, she remembered she had learnt in the lower classes that plants need light for normal growth. She shifted the pot to the center of the courtyard where there was ample sunlight. Ample means plenty of sunlight. While shifting the pot, an idea struck Revti. Why not participate in the best plant contest which was to be held in her colony a few weeks later? Then and there means at that very moment and at that very place, she decided to participate. Thus, making up her mind, she watered the plants and sat down on the bench and started playing her violin. She was very fond of the raga Mohanam. She played the raga for some time and then went in for her studies. Every day, Revti would sit on the bench and watch her potted plants. They were growing well and looking healthier than the other plants in the far end of the courtyard. One day, as she was playing, she noticed a movement in her potted plants. They were slowly moving their stems, bending slightly towards her. She wondered why they were moving as there was no breeze. It struck her as odd. Struck her as odd means it seemed something not normal. Yes, something strange, not something that all happens regularly. The next evening, too, she played on a violin as usual and watched the potted plants with care. Your with care means carefully. After some time, like the previous day, there was a definite movement in her plans. So now she was sure, definite movement means she was absolutely sure that the plants had moved because now she was watching them properly and carefully. They all bent towards her. This astonished and surprised her. That day also there was no breeze. So she realized that in spite of there being no breeze, when do the plants move by themselves? Only when there is breeze or if someone moves them. Now here she realized that the plants were moving by themselves. Revti sat on the bench and played a different tune, one with a quick rhythm. She suddenly saw all plants turn away from her as though they did not like what she was playing. Then she started playing her favorite tune again, and the plants slowly straightened themselves and bent towards her. Her surmise became a certainty. Her surmise means her theory, what she had thought of, her idea, what she had assumed, her assumption became a certainty means now she was absolutely sure. First she just thought maybe what I saw is what's happening. Maybe this is what is the reason the plants are coming or bending towards me. Now she was absolutely sure. Her plants loved to hear her favorite tune. She kept the knowledge a secret. She did not tell anyone, not even her mother. There were only a few days left for the prize distribution. To her great surprise, Revti found her potted plants not only taller and healthier than the other balsam plants, but that they had started flowering a few days earlier than the other plants. So, see, I told you the surrounding makes a lot of difference. Not only were they taller and healthier, leaves were healthier, maybe greener. Remember, they were pale green earlier, but even they had started flowering before any of the other plants. The flowers were big and brightly colored, and one of the plants had an unusual kind of flower. The flowers were mauve. Mauve means purple with white stripes. That evening, she knew she would definitely get the prize for the best plants. She went to bed dreaming of her plants and the new type of flowers. The next day was the all important day. She got up in the morning and went straight to the courtyard to see her plant. Revti blinked for a few minutes. Blink means you open and close, shut your eyes. That's called blinking your eyes. For there was neither the pot nor the plant. She looked to see if someone had moved the pot. She searched all over. She asked her mother. Her mother said she knew nothing either about the pot or the plant. Some of the neighbors had been to their house the previous afternoon and had remarked means passed a comment at the beautiful flowers and the healthy looking plants in the pot. But later she had been busy inside the house and had been not to the courtyard. Here, this is an inversion, but I don't know whether it's allowed it's generally in grammar. So you can see she had not been to the courtyard. So you can change it the order of the words. Revti's grief knew no bounds, means there was no end, there was no limit, it was endless. She was very, very sad. Grief means sadness, sorrow, okay? She went around asking every one of her neighbors, but no one had been anywhere near the pot of plant. She could not lodge a complaint, lodge means make a complaint, for a pot of plant. Now, why she couldn't lodge a complaint for a pot of plant? Because no one would take her seriously. They would think she's crazy to come and lodge a complaint just because one of her plants was missing. So, she that was something that was out of the question. She felt as though everything was lost. She did not mind not getting the prize, but she really missed her plants. She had grown very fond of them and she had started liking them very much because she had got attached to them because both of them enjoyed something in common, that is music. They were her friends who enjoyed her music. That evening, all her friends were going to the prize distribution ceremony. She did not want to attend. but her friends forced her to. After reaching the place, she went to the benches where the potted plants were displayed. Displayed means were on show for everyone to see. Revti was shocked. There was a pot of plants on a bench with the name of a distant neighbor. Distant means someone who is far off, not nearby, maybe her neighbor, but not staying very near her house. Of hers as the competitor written on a small piece of cardboard and placed in the soil. She knew it was her pot of plants. She went to the organizers of the show and told them about it. The organizers were not convinced. Not convinced means they did not believe her easily, because it seemed, see, a pot of plant, all plants almost look the same, so it's very difficult to say that this is mine, or this does not belong to me, or this belongs to someone else. You can have a similar pot, you can have a similar plant, so how was she going to prove to them that that was her plant? They said, how can you prove that the plants are yours? The lady who submitted them is a regular participant. How can we doubt her? Revti wondered how to convince them. So she was wondering how to make them believe her that what she was saying was true. She sat there for a few minutes looking at the plants. The sight of the plants bending towards her while she played the violin flashed across her mind. Flashed means came in an instant. She told the organizers that she could prove the plants were hers. She ran home. When she returned a few minutes later with her violin in, they started laughing. But their ridicule did not deter her from her mission. Now, ridicule means making fun of somebody. Here they were laughing at her, so that means they were making fun of her. And did not deter her means did not stop her, did not discourage her from her mission. Mission is an aim, or what she wanted to do. That was her aim, what she wanted to do, to prove that the plants were hers. She told them, I know my plants and I share a secret with them. My plants are music lovers like me, and you could see how they respond when I play to them. They all laughed louder, saying that they had never heard of plants enjoying music. They asked her, do plants have ears like us to enjoy your music? No one believed her. She felt very dejected. What do you mean by dejected? She was very sad, very disappointed. She was felt rejected, like no one is believing her, and she was left all alone to prove that what she said was right, but was determined to win her plants back. She sat near her plants with her violin and slowly started playing her favorite raga. Engrossed in her music. Engrossed means so lost in the music you don't realize that anyone is, or you don't realize what is happening around you. Your full attention is in her. Her full attention was to her music. Revti even forgot her plans for a time, but the others could not. With wonder in their eyes, they watched the plants. Straight at first, they bent slightly. As she played on and on, their stems bent towards Revti as though they wanted to touch her in their happiness. The organizers were stunned. Stunned means shocked. Yes, they were so shocked they couldn't believe what they were watching. So that's the reason they were shocked. And this is something they had never heard of, or even, and here they were seeing it with their own eyes. So that's why they were totally shocked. They had watched a new phenomena. Phenomena means occurrence, something that is happening, an incident of plants responding to music and Revti had become a great discoverer. Now, why was Revti the great discoverer? Because Revti had discovered this, and Revti here was proving her discovery to others. They all applauded her and said they were convinced that the plants were hers. Applauded means they were clapping, yes, they praising her, and like because they were very happy that she was able to discover something new and teach them also what she had discovered. And right now, this discovery of hers proved that she was speaking the truth. They pulled her neighbor up. What do you mean by pulled up? To point out to someone that they have done something wrong. Yes, so they pointed out to their neighbor that what she did was cheating, what she did was wrong. Taking someone else's plant and taking the credit for it, or winning the prize in someone else's name, was wrong. So they pulled her neighbor up for cheating them, and she accepted after a long argument that she had stolen Revti's plants. She said, while walking past Revti's house, she had spotted the plants and had removed the pot in the night to her house and submitted it later for the contest. As she was a regular participant, no one doubted her. The authorities decided that Reti's plant deserved the first prize as they were the best looking and healthy. Revti carried home the prize proudly with her pot of plants. So, if you see till at the end of the lesson, we can see that plants do have the surrounding does have an effect on the growth of plants, the rate at which they grow, the beauty of the plant, how they look, everything. So, and this has scientifically been proved. If you want, you can even look up the net. You can see that this plants having feelings, having listening to music, soft music, not a hard music. They grow faster, they grow healthier, they grow greener, they give you better flowers, better fruit if they are in a calm and a serene environment. So the not only does the air have to be pollutant free, the water has to be clean, the soil has to be good for the plant, but also the sound that is there around the plant has to be calm and cooling so that the plant grows in a very healthy environment. So we come to the end of the lesson. If you have any doubts, you can ask me or message me on my WhatsApp, and I will be giving you exercise just I used to always give you. I've divided the lesson into two passages, so you can answer them, and I will help you a little bit, give you all some clues how to answer some of the questions. So good luck with your homework. Thank you.